This video is going to be on reflexive verbs. Reflexive verbs are verbs that you do to yourself. So things that like wash your face, brush your teeth, things like that. Reflexive verbs are a little bit tricky because of the fact that they have a reflexive pronoun that goes in front of them. So first we're going to talk about our reflexive pronouns that we use for each subject. So, reflexive pronouns. For je, it is me. For tu, it is te. For il and elle, it is se. For nous, it is nous. For vous, it is vous. For il and elle, plural, it is se again. So let's do an example just so that you can see how this works. We're going to take the verb se brosser. This verb means to brush yourself. So this could be with brushing your teeth. It could be with brushing your hair. So let's look at our conjugation now. Brosser is a regular ER verb, so it's conjugated like all other regular ER verbs in that same format. So all we need to worry about, this is easy. This is just putting the pronouns in. For example, if we're going to say that you brush your teeth, it would be vous brossez les dents. Nous and vous are a little bit tricky because of the fact that the reflexive pronoun is exactly the same as the subject pronoun. So it is vous brossez les dents. So remember, even though it looks weird because you got two vous, that's how it's done. Okay, so this is our example. This is how you use your reflexive pronoun. And this is just conjugating in present tense. In a second, we're going to talk about past tense, or in passé composé. But for right now, this is our regular present tense verbs using our pronouns. So now let's talk about the passé composé with reflexive verbs. All reflexive verbs use être in passé composé. They all do. So that's a simple way to remember. Okay, all reflexive verbs, as well as the Dr. and Mrs. P. Vandertramp or the House of Être that we talked about in our other video with passé composé. So they all use être. Let's do an example with se raser. Raser is a regular ER verb. Most verbs that are reflexive are going to be just regular for whatever ending they have. So that's easy. Now, we're going to conjugate it for tu. So you're going to say you shave yourself. So, tu, and remember our reflexive pronoun for se raser, for tu is te. Now, because even in passé composé, you have to have the reflexive pronoun in there. So tu, te, and we conjugate être for tu, which is a raser. Okay, it's a regular ER verb, so you drop the R, put an accent aigu over the E. Tu t'es rasé. Now, as we look at this sentence, you see you've got your two vowels next to each other. We remember that in French you can't have two vowels next to each other. So in this case, what we need to do, we get rid of this E right here. I'm just going to erase the whole thing so I can rewrite it. So it becomes tu t'es rasé, with the T apostrophe, et rasé. And that's how we conjugate it in past tense, in the passé composé. Remember, there's two verb tenses you use for past tense, but we're just talking about passé composé for this one right here. Now, because all reflexive verbs use être in the passé composé, that means you have to make agreement between the past participle and the subject. So let's take another verb and do an example with that. Okay, so our verb that we're going to do here is se brosser. We're going to talk about brushing teeth. And we're going to say that she brushes her teeth. So, elle se, and then we use our passé composé, or être, which is a. Brosser, our past participle, we drop the R, put the E accent aigu over at the end, and then les dents. Now, we're not finished because there's two things we need to do. The first thing is we've got these two E's, so we need to take off that E. I'm just going to erase it all for easiness. So we've got say, S apostrophe EST, and then we need to make agreement with the past participle and the subject. The subject is L singular, so we add an extra E on the end of our past participle. Okay, it's still pronounced the same, Elle s'est brossé les dents. You just have an extra E in the written form. Now, we remember that in passé composé, when you use être, making agreement, it is just like making agreement with adjectives in French. Okay, you put nothing on it if it's male singular, an E on it if it is female singular, an S if it is male plural, an ES if it is female plural. Okay, so those are our examples. If you have any questions about how to do this, ask me before, after, or during class. You can also email me. You can also make a comment in the video, in the comment section below of this video. If there's anything that I may have missed, or that maybe that you feel like you want a little bit more explanation on, or you can talk to me directly. So, and you can watch this video as many times as you need, hopefully so that you understand this concept to the best of your ability. And I will see you in class.